today I'm going to show you guys my process of making a photo have like a retro look to it or a cross-process look, kind of like the filters that you get on photo editing apps on your phone. So like always, you want to make a copy of your background layer and you never want to work off of this. So I've already done that. And the first thing we're going to do is, actually we will probably primarily work around here. All of these adjustment layers, they're great, I love them. So the first thing we're going to do is mess with the color balance, and that's these two symbols right here, this symbol right here. And the tone right here with the drop down box, there's 3 different options. And I'm going to work with all 3 of them. So I'm going to start with my highlights. And I'm going to take it yellow, and this will primarily affect their skin and some of the whites in the picture. So I'm going to go ahead and jack that up. And then it's at -44. And then at mid-tones, I'm going to do reds. And I'm going to do it to the red and the magenta. I'm going to take it, the red is at +42, and then I'm going to take the magenta to -42. Okay, so we already have kind of a processed, a cross-processed look on our photograph, but we still need to do our shadows, and we're going to take in the shadows and take it to blue, and this is what's really going to make your photograph have that retro look. Okay, so we're done with color balance. Obviously this is very saturated, it's a little over the top for me, so I'm going to go to my opacity right here and take that down. And I'm going to do a effect on the layer, and I'm going to do, it's completely up to you which effect you want to use. Okay, so you're going to want to pick whichever style you want to add to the effect of the layer. I'm probably going to go with, let's do overlay, and I'm going to have the opacity down to, let's see, 56%. Okay, so then the next step is you're going to go back to your adjustments layers, and you're going to go to the curves. And this is probably my favorite part of the process. And this drop down box right here, you have the options of the different channels of red, green, and blue. And I'm going to go through each one. And depending on which side you drag up is what the color is going to change to. So if you drag this corner up, it's going to change to a red tone. If you do the opposite end, it's going to change to a blue tone. And I want the red effect. So I'm going to take it up and over. And that way in the blacks we have a really nice red hue. So then I'm going to go to the greens and do the same thing. And this kind of calms down the red. And then the blue. And the blue kind of cools down everything in the photograph. Okay, so now we have kind of like my first tutorial, we have a nice matte finish to the photograph, but we also have that retro look to it too. So once again, I'm going to take the opacity down on this layer, because that's a little too much for my taste. And we're going to do it at 65%. So already we kind of have that filtered look like you get on Instagram, or the retro cross-processed look. So this is what our photo looked like before. This is what it looks like now. Okay, so for the final step, we're going to add a fill layer, and we're going to do a gradient effect in the fill layer. So we're going to go to layer, new fill layer, and gradient. And for this is kind of to get that that light streak that you get, or a dodge streak that you get if you're in the dark room. So I'm going to change this red color to like a yellow, an orange yellow color. And then, let's see. You can work with this end of the spectrum if you want, but I don't know if... I might add a blue tint to it. There we go. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And this is at 0%, so I'm gonna take that up just a little bit. Okay. And then I'm gonna drag this around until I like the effect of the streak in my photograph. You can drag it up to have more of the orange, or you drag it back down to have less. And these will cause a more straight line or a more soft line, depending on which way you drag it.
It's 7 o'clock.
Oh guys, it's 7 o'clock. Okay, so now I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to go to this angle right here, and I'm just going to move it. And this is up to you as well, wherever you want it in the photograph. And click OK. I like it there, so I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to take the opacity down again. Not so much this time. And I'm going to do pin light. And it gives it that orange look. So actually, I'm going to take the opacity back up and do pin light. Okay. And there you have it. You have a nice retro look to your photograph, kind of like the cross-processed pre-filters in Instagram or a lot of the photo apps that you get on your phone. So I hope you enjoyed this. Rate and comment. Thanks.